All right, good afternoon, Chamber friends. Welcome to our Wednesday Workforce video podcast. This is the first of our series that we're going to be hosting. I just want to say that this is going to be a great discussion with Anna Browne here at the Port of Morrow Workforce Development Specialist. We're going to be talking about all the great things that they are doing at the workforce development for the Port of Morrow, and some of those topics will be job seeker assistance, youth initiatives, internship programs, and local employment opportunities. I just want to say welcome, Anna. Thanks for coming today.
Hey, we're excited to be here.
Yeah. So let's touch briefly on what you guys do, just in general. We had a podcast probably about 2 months ago, probably, and you joined me on Chamber Talk with Torrie. So from that, we said, hey, let's have a Workforce Wednesday one. So here we are. Let's touch briefly on what you guys do, just in general.
Well, in general, there's a team of two of us. There's myself and Stephanie Leone, and we work primarily with a lot of partners, actually. Most of our work is thankful to the great partners that we have. So we do a lot of work with the school districts and helping students prepare resumes, cover letters, job applications, working on soft skills to go into the workforce. And we do that with all schools in Morrow County. We also partner with anyone who is looking for a job. So kind of like the services of workforce, but really focused on what we have right here in the port. So if anybody is looking for a business with any of our port industry partners, we help with resume, cover letters, application preparation, and you can contact us via email or by phone and meet us in person, or we can Zoom with whoever. We do a lot of work with people just emailing over the phone in working on their documents and their application process.
That's awesome. And if you are Hispanic speaking, you guys are bilingual?
Yep, Stephanie and I are both Spanish speaking, so if you have an employee or a partner or a neighbor or a friend who needs to work on creating a resume from scratch or wants to work on some job development skills, we can also help them out in Spanish.
That's a great service to have, so wonderful. So we are here today with Anna Browne from the Port of Morrow Workforce Development Department, and we are excited to have this conversation. So she talked about a little of the things that we do in general, so let's dive deeper into some of the great things that we're going to be highlighting. And what's highlighted, actually, you get to go back to the National Workforce Development Conference here pretty soon and showcase some of this. So let's talk about the high school internships.
Okay, so our high school internships, y'all, if you're not familiar with this, our students in Morrow County are super lucky for the opportunity that they have. So our high school internship program is a really strong partnership between the Port of Morrow, the Intermountain ESD, and the Morrow County and Ione school districts. And what we do is we contact and connect with employers. So we have more than 50 employers across the county that we work with to set up high school internships for the school year. So right now, internships applications are open. You can go to our website, which is not very fun to say, but you can go to our portofmorrow.com/workforce-training website and click on the youth initiatives link and find the high school internships page. And that's going to give you all of the information. It's going to look something like this, just so you can all see it out there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's going to give you our student internship program. So we have two internship programs. The high school internship program, we are actually accepting applicants right now for next year's interns. So for the 2023-2024 school year. And the way this works is we know that juniors and seniors often have time during their day, their school day as they become juniors and seniors, that they have an open 1 or 2 periods or an open afternoon where they can actually leave school for work. And so this provides an opportunity for them to get employment somewhere, gain some employment and some mentorship from our businesses, and they're providing some tremendous mentorship and some really cool projects that our students are working on this year. And they actually get paid to do it. So they make minimum wage, and we'd like to think the support, that funding actually comes from CRES 3 funds through the school district, and that helps fund this. So there's no expense to the employer, and the students still get paid. So they are employees of the Intermountain Education Service District, because the ESD does all of our processing work for that. So huge partnership with them for all of that work. And students can link out on our page to all of the listing of the job applications. And right now we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 posted across the entire county.
Oh,
And most places are hiring more than one intern, so don't be discouraged.
great.
We currently have 61 students interning across the county right now. So we are happy to take student interns up to 75 for next year.
For next year.
Mhm.
Perfect. So if you had a student that was interested in participating in that, how does the application process look like?
So right now the application process looks like you can go on and apply yourself, or have you can have your student apply. They need to complete the online application, turn in a resume and a cover letter,
Okay.
and a letter of reference for high school.
High
So
school.
get those letters of reference from coaches, friends, neighbors, partners, people that you work with. Stephanie and I will also be going into schools starting after spring break, the first and second week of April, to meet with students and counselors one-on-one to help walk everybody through the application process. So it's no fear that anybody has to do this on their own.
Okay.
We are going to be there to help with that application process. And a good resource in schools to ask right now, if you have some questions or you're interested, besides checking out our website, is check in with your counselor, because our counselors are great and have the information that you need for
Perfect.
registration.
And then once the application is in and you apply, is there an interview process, and how does that look like?
Yeah, so applications are due April 14th. So if you're not busy during spring break, students or parents, it would be a really great time to check out the website, check out the positions that are available, and maybe start working on those resumes and cover letters. So once all the applications are complete April 14th, we'll go through and review everything with the employers and with us, and then we'll do in-person interviews the first couple weeks of May.
Perfect. And you can apply for multiple jobs?
Multiple jobs. So if it looks interesting to you, there are some places that will only take one intern. So it's a real world experience. Like you apply for this, and if there's 5 applicants, they're only going to choose one. So it's really great practice on those interview skills and other preparation.
Perfect. And when do the jobs start?
The jobs start, so when we come back to school late August, we will do kind of an intro onboarding information on how to fill out a timesheet and when timesheets are due, and how you show up to work, and a bunch of those soft skills that just help transition them into the workplace. And then they typically start, depending on the employer, 2nd to 3rd week of September.
Perfect. So I know through conversations we've had a few kids get into a job that they weren't quite sure they liked or whatever. Can you, if you get somewhere you like or something, it doesn't fit your schedule, can you adjust?
Yeah, there is an opportunity for adjustments. Sometimes we have employers that think it's going to be a great fit for hosting a student, and then honestly don't have enough work for the student to do. So they can work between 5 and 15 hours a week. We are pretty flexible with making changes. We do want to teach students the value of showing up to work, so we don't want anybody to just peace out after a couple of weeks, because it is work. But we are flexible, so if students have a major schedule change after the semester and they can't continue on, and they can only do it for 1 semester, we don't want to discourage anybody from working just 1 semester.
1 semester, perfect. And you guys do to make them be accountable? Do you guys do check-ins and stuff with them?
We do check-ins. We do mid-semester check-ins with employers and with students, just to kind of make sure that everything's going great. And counselors do a pretty good job of checking in and making sure that if you say you're leaving school to go to work, you are in fact going to work. So we are all on the same page about that.
That's awesome. Perfect. So that's the high school internship program through the workforce development. So then let's now talk about the Columbia Works internship. This is a completely different. This is the next level after the high school internship program.
So if you're a high school senior right now, or you have a high school senior, or you have students that may be coming back from college this year, the Columbia Works internships are a great opportunity for them. And those are also posted on our website, and they're at portomorrow.com/Columbia Works. And I can't remember the number of positions that we have posted right now, but it's probably in the neighborhood of 30. These are really great opportunities across our county, and they are for students and young adults over the age of 18. So if you are a current high school student, probably not eligible to apply for these unless you're graduating and you're already 18, because most of these positions give you kind of a workload. Most of them are 40 hours a week. Most of them pay considerably more than minimum wage.
They do.
Hooray. So if you have a student looking to apply, some of the applications come through our Port of Morrow application system, and I help review those. And then some of them go and link out directly to the employers. So Umatilla Morrow Head Start, for instance, you would apply straight through their website page, but you can find all of the links and the job descriptions on our page. So it's kind of a one-stop shop without having to look around at 15 different websites and see what's available. All the students who are available to work this summer and looking for a really great internship experience. And then about midsummer, we'll offer a professional development opportunity for all of the students participating in the Columbia Works program. And that's gonna include discussions with financial planners and banking, and maybe looking forward to buy a house, and why it's not a great idea to strap yourself with a $600 a month car payment when you're working a summer job. So some basic life skills that will help enhance their internship experience.
And then once you apply for one, you can always come back and keep applying.
For sure, yep. We have lots of return interns who come back and work maybe one Columbia Works internship one year and then another one another year. And I can't tell you in working in outside of my current role, in hiring, how important it is for you, whether you're going to college or not, to have a quality internship experience and just a quality job experience, because we're really looking for people who have great soft skills and great job skills, and the best way to learn that is in fact on the job.
On the job, exactly. And when do these positions normally start?
So they're usually flexible. Again, we have a closing date of April 14th for those positions. I do know a lot of them, if they are not filled, they'll remain open until they are filled. But some of them are fairly competitive and very popular. So if you want one of those, I would encourage you to apply sooner rather than later. And those typically start, depending on the employer, as early as early June, maybe even May, depending on the employer's need.
Currently here at the Safe Center, I'm the Safe Center manager as well, and we have 3 interviews, 2 this week and 1 next week, to fill 2 of our positions. So we are currently seeking employees right now on our internship program.
Get those Columbia Works applications in. And I know that there are some folks just really desperate for good employees in the form of interns this summer.
And it's a good way to get into a business and see if it's your fit. You may be thinking about it as a career, and maybe you get there and it's like, well, this is really going to work in my career focus. And so you can change and come back next year and try something completely different.
And sometimes you find something that you're like, well, I didn't even consider this as a job, and this is pretty amazing. So those are the kind of stories that we want to hear from our participants and
Yes.
interns, because when they want to come back again, when they want to try something new, or they have great ideas, that's a win for us.
Yeah, and another thing is that they're getting an opportunity to make connections, and they get these people as a reference on their resume. So you can
Mhm.
almost build your resume as you go through school too, and that's a benefit, especially around here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and we like to grow our own, and we like to tell our stories of growing our own. And we've had a few successful grow our own stories where they went through the high school and then into the college or the Columbia Works internship, and then now they're a full-time employee.
Yeah, and there's more than a few of those around here, and
Yeah.
we're super excited about that.
Yeah.
One of our projects this spring is we are working on revamping some of our video productions of intern projects, and so coming soon will be some information and some new videos sharing that information and opportunity as well.
That's awesome. So the links that Anna shared with you guys will probably be in our comments. Well, they will be in our comments here pretty soon. We'll drop those in there. We'll drop the copies of the flyers in there. We'll get all this information in the comment section in our at the end of this video. And I just want to say thanks for the great discussion. This is just kind of a highlight of where we start with Workforce Wednesday. Please join us each month as we continue to dive deeper into each of these programs that the workforce development does, and we will be even looking deeper into particular industries on what those jobs look like and how we can continue to fill our labor pool here in the Port of Morrow. So
for sure. So at the first of the month, and I'll just put this last plug in there, we do an update on our page for all of our local open positions.
Yep.
It gets shared very widely on the chamber page. It gets shared widely on the Port of Morrow page, which if you're not following either the Port of Morrow or the chamber on every platform of social media, please look us up, because we're always sharing really great information that you probably need. And so at the first of every month, all of the open positions for all of the industries are reposted all in one-stop shop. So again, you're not going to look at Lamb Weston's site over here, and you're not going to go over to Tillamook's site over here. Like, we have put everybody, Lamb Weston, Tillamook, all of our port industries, and many industries across the county, all in one linked out page on our website.
With direct, you just click it and it takes you straight to where you need to apply and look for their jobs and stuff. Yep. It's a great resource. It's my favorite place to send people when they say, I need a job. Mm-hmm. Here you go. So
yeah, and typically we have more than 100 jobs listed every single month.
Yep, and they're updated as well. So some of those jobs get filled or come back open or whatever that looks like. That's going to be updated. So that's a great resource. Well, I'm going to say thank you, Anna, for joining me today. We're excited about our Workforce Wednesday video podcast that we're going to be hosting here at the Boardman Chamber of Commerce. So thank you, everybody, and have a fabulous day.